students, for today's video, we will be learning or talking about types of adjustments. So, this topic is in connection with the subject Fundamentals of Accounting, Business and Management 1 for the ABM 11. So, we have two types of adjustments. Number 1 is deferral and number 2 is accruals. So, for the deferral, an expense paid but not yet incurred. Meaning, binayaran mo na ang isang expense pero hindi mo pa siya nagamit. Okay? So, an example of these prepaid expenses such as prepaid rent and prepaid insurances. Also, we have, for the deferrals, we have the revenue already collected but not yet earned. Meaning, may customer na nagbayad sa'yo ng advance payment for the revenue na iyong ibibigay sa iyong customer on the next day. For example, April 25 siya nagbayad sa'yo and then April 30 mo i-render ang services sa customer mo. So, that is the deferral for revenue already collected but not yet earned. Okay. Number 2 type of adjustment is the accrual. Accrual is an expense already incurred but unpaid. So, for the accrual, example of that is salaries, accrued salaries, meaning an expense already incurred, meaning nagamit mo na. So, for the salaries is na-render na ng mga empleyado ang kanilang mga serbisyo sa iyo pero hindi mo pa siya binabayaran. So, number 2, accrual is revenue earned but uncollected, meaning ang revenue mo ay na-render mo na ang revenue to your customer pero hindi mo pa nakolekta ang bayad nang gagaling sa iyong customers. So these are the types of adjustments. Now we will proceed to the type of accounts in connection with each of the types of adjustment. So for deferral, we have prepaid expenses and others, and for accruals, we have salaries, expenses, and others. So we will discuss that in this video. Okay, class, we will first talk about deferral. So in the deferral, we will specifically discuss for the prepaid rent. So first, we will discuss for the prepaid rent on the adjustment deferral, which is expense already paid but not yet incurred. Okay, so the problem would be on May 1, Wedding RS paid 8,000 pesos for 2 months rent in advance. By May 31, one half of the asset had expired and should be treated as expense. So for this, an expense already paid, it is because of the 2 months rent in advance. So already paid, but not yet incurred, meaning hindi pa nagamit. But now, by May 31, one half of the asset is nagamit na ng company. Meaning nagamit na nila ang kanilang advance payment for the rent. So, to simplify your analysis on adjustments, we will first create your journal entry. So, the journal entry is nanggaling sa May 1 up to the payment of the advance payment. So, hindi ba when a company is paying 8,000 pesos for 2 months rent in advance, meaning may inilabas na pera ang iyong company to pay for the 2 months rent in advance. So, your journal entry would be journal entry. So, on May 1, ang journal entry mo is, for the debit side, it will be prepaid rent. Right? Kasi may binayaran ka na 2 months rent in advance. And then may binayaran ka, so may inilabas ka na pera para sa binayaran mong 2 months rent in advance. So you are to credit cash. And then in the amount of 8,000 pesos. So that is your journal entry. So, why are we using journal entry before we analyze our adjusting entry? For you to be able to understand na kung sa Bisaya pa is gibali-bali or binabaliktad-baliktad lang yung mga entry galing sa journal entry papuntang adjustment entry. Now, we will proceed to your adjustment entry. So, hindi ko na ibibigay yung explanation for this journal entry because you already know, because we've discussed it already on the other videos pertaining to prepaid rent. So, ang ilalagay mo dito na explanation is to record the payment for the 2 months rent in advance. Now, we will proceed to your adjusting entry. On recording your adjusting entry, you are also to use your general journal. So, but specifically, ilalagay mo yan sa heading na sa general journal mo, ilalagay mo na heading is the adjusting entry. Para alam mo na itong entry na to is for the adjusting entry. Okay. Now, before we will continue on the entry, we will first analyze the problem. Sinabi sa problem na may 2 months rent in advance si wedding RS in the amount of 2,000. So, this is for 2 months. Okay? So, i-divide mo siya ng 2 months, magiging 4,000 pesos siya. At sinabi dito na by May 31, 1/2 of the asset had expired. So, dito sa 2 months, 1/2 of the prepaid rent had expired. So, 8,000 divided by for the 2 months times for the 1 month na na-expire. This is the expired month. Kasi 1/2, di ba? So, 1/2. And then, ang makukuha mo is the 4,000. So, that will be the amount na ilalagay mo sa iyong adjusting entry, the 4,000, which is the expired portion of the prepaid rent. Now, for the entry, di ba sinabi ko kanina, binabaliktad lamang natin ang ating entry from the journal entry up to the adjusting entry. Now, as you notice, prepaid rent is on the debit side. So, on the adjusting entry, you will now put the prepaid rent on the credit side. Bakit mo siya ilalagay sa credit side? Because half of the 2 months rent in advance had been expired. Meaning, nakuhaan na siya. Nakuhaan na ang iyong 8,000. And then, the account that you will be debit is according to the problem, diba, 1/2 of the asset had expired and should be treated as expense. So, this is your prepaid rent and should be treated as expense. So, your debit account will be rent expense in the amount of 4,000 for the debit and 4,000 for the credit. So, what will be your explanation for this adjusting entry? To record the expired portion of the prepaid rent. So that will be your adjusting entry. So, as you notice, dito sa solving natin, sinabi diba na 8,000 is for the 2 months and then half of it had been expired. So, if in the other problem, sinabi naman na ang 8,000, example, no, sinabi na ang 8,000 is for 1 year and then 2 months of it had been expired. So, i-divide mo lang yan ng 12 months, then times the expired. So, ganon ang process on solving the amount for the adjusting entry. So, kung sa Bisaya pa, no, ang kukunin mo is yung nagamit. Ang ilalagay mo, parang pareho naman tayo ng word in Bisaya and in Tagalog. Nagamit or nagamit mo na amount. So, nagamit na niya because it is the expired portion. So, for the prepaid rent, the amount that you will be putting on your adjusting entry is the expired portion. So, yung mabilin dayon sa prepaid rent na account is the unexpired portion. Diba, ma-minus naman dayon niya. Dito, oh. So, you will go back again to the normal balances of your accounts. For prepaid rent, it is an asset. So, the normal balance of an asset is on the debit side. So, the debit side for this problem on the journal entry is the 8,000. And then, on the adjusting entry, pumunta siya sa credit side. So, it means it is the minus of the 8,000. And then, ang matitira is the 4,000. So, the 4,000 is the expired portion. And then, the another 4,000 is yung natitira na amount for the prepaid rent. So, this will be the deferral prepaid rent. This is your adjusting entries for the prepaid rent. Okay, we will proceed to the next type of adjustment for deferral for the account prepaid insurance. So, this is an expense already paid but not yet incurred. So, for the adjustments, no, may mga adjustments na before pa ibibigay yung problem is naibigay na yung kung saang or anong year end ang adjustment. So, for this adjustment, it is for the month end May 31, 2009. So, May 4, Wedding RS acquired a 1-year comprehensive insurance coverage on the service vehicle for 14,400. Adjustment for the month end May 31, 2009. So, adjustments are made for the month end and for the year end. So, it is for the month end and for the year end. So, to analyze the adjusting problems, we are to start with the journal entry. Para the same with the process of the prepaid rent, para masabi nyo na binabaliktad lang natin yung mga accounts for us to come up with the adjusting entries. So, we will first analyze the journal entry. So, remember class, the journal entry starts when there is a, starts with the payment or the acquiring of a insurance coverage for the vehicle. So, tapos, ang month end niya, dun tayo mag-base for the adjusting entries. So for May 4, Wedding R Us acquired a 1-year comprehensive insurance coverage on the service vehicle for 14,000. So when we say it paid a insurance coverage, is may na-acquire ka na prepaid insurance. So ilalagay mo yan sa iyong debit side. Next then is it is because of the word acquired. So may inilabas kang pera nang galing sa company to pay for the 1-year comprehensive insurance. So you will have to credit cash in the amount of 14,400. Okay, 14,400. So your explanation for that is to record the 1-year insurance coverage. Okay, so that is your explanation. So this is your journal entry for this problem. Now, before we proceed to your adjusting entry, we need to analyze or to solve for what is the amount to be put on your adjusting entry. So, analyze muna natin. Ang 14,000 mong coverage is para sa 12 months na coverage. So, bakit 12 months? Because of the 1 year. At bakit months ang gagamitin natin on dividing the amount? It is because, as you notice, May 4 to May 31, 1 month lang yan. So, paano mo makukuha yan? Kailangan mong i-divide si 14,000 with the use of the months, which is 12 months for the 1 year. Okay. So, when you divided the 14,000 to 12 months, it will be, let us solve it, it will be 1,200. Okay? So, this is the insurance per month. The 1,200. Now, it says, May 4 mo binayaran, right? Pero, May 31 ang iyong adjustment period. So, it means 1 month lang ang na-expire sa iyong prepaid insurance for the month end May 31, 2009. So, you will multiply 1,2 to the 1 month. And then, 1,2 ang makukuha mo. The 1,200 is the expired portion of your insurance. Okay. Bakit naging 1 month si May 4 to May 31? It is classified as 1 month kasi naka-enclose siya sa isang month, which is the May, the month of May. So, what will be your entry? You've already computed the expired portion or yung nagamit na, di ba? Sa sinasabi ko pa kanina, ang ilalagay mong amount sa adjusting entry mo is yung na-expire na portion ng prepaid rent at ng prepaid insurance mo. Or kung sa madaling sabi is nagamit na portion ng inyong prepaid rent and prepaid insurances. Now, we will proceed to the adjusting entry. Okay. For May 31, this will be your adjusting entry. As you notice, may na-acquire ka on your journal entry, may na-acquire kang prepaid insurance. And then, for the May 31, nag-expire siya. Meaning, nakuhaan siya, nakulangan siya. So, you will put the prepaid insurance to the credit side. Okay, prepaid insurance to the credit side. Then what will be the debit side? Okay, Same lang nangyari kanina sa prepaid rent, ang insurance mo ay magiging expense because na-expire na ito. So, ang iyong debit na account is the insurance expense. In the amount of the expired portion, 1,200. So that is your journal entry. Then what will be your explanation? The same with the prepaid rent. To record the expired portion of prepaid insurance. Okay, so that is your adjusting entry. Okay, so tingnan natin kung when we solve for the prepaid insurance. So this is your solving for the expired portion. Now, isosolve natin kung magkano yung meron na lang for the prepaid insurance. Okay. For the May 4, nagbayad ka ng 14,400 for the 12 months or the 1 year insurance coverage for your service vehicle. And then, may na-expire na portion. This is the expired portion of the 1 year insurance from May 4 to May 31. Magkano na lang yung meron sa iyong insurance for the 11 months na nabilin. Okay. It is, okay, 2, 3, you have 13,200 na unexpired portion ng iyong prepaid insurance. So that would be for the deferral prepaid insurance. So, the same lang sila ng process for the prepaid rent and the prepaid insurance. So, yan lang muna for the deferral on this video because it is far too long na. For this video, we are talking about prepaid rent and prepaid insurance. So, on the next video, we are learning or talking about the deferral or adjusting entries deferral for supplies and the depreciation for property, plant, and equipment. And then lastly, for the deferral, the unearned revenues. So, that would be all for this video. I hope you learned something. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next video, class.